Alright. Hey everyone, David here from Exotics. So today we're going to talk about what is the best substrate. So this is such a loaded question because personally I don't think there's an answer for that. There's definitely an answer to what's the worst substrate, cedar, but I don't think there's a best substrate. And the reason why is because everybody's room has different parameters. So personally, our room where we keep our snakes has 0 to no humidity. So it is absolutely horrible to keep reptiles in. So we have to use a substrate that allows us and helps us to keep the humidity up. Whereas we have a few buddies of ours that their rooms are extremely humid. So they have to use a different setup because they don't need assistance with humidity. Their setup in their room naturally has high humidity. So we'll go through a couple of the major options. You have coconut husk of some kind, whether it be Reptichip or Cocoa Blocks. Those are the two kind of leaders when it comes to that. You also have your standard aspen, and you have either paper towels or liners. We actually use paper towel and liners for our hatchlings, and then we use coconut husk, and even more primarily, we use Reptichip for the rest of our collection. We start our babies out on paper towels / liners just because it's easier. They tend to use the bathroom a lot more often. And sometimes they'll bury themselves when we put Reptichip right in the beginning. So we actually like to get their first few meals on liners, such as this FB5 tub here. We actually use these liners made by CMC Reptiles. And we like to start our animals off on this for their first 2 or 3 meals, and then we switch them over to Reptichip. Just kind of a quick advantage to disadvantage for coconut husk. It does help hold humidity and increase humidity in your setup if you need it. That's also a huge downside. That's why a lot of guys in Florida, Texas, they often don't use coconut husk because they already have a lot of high humidity. And so this is only going to make matters worse. Aspen, paper towels, and liners are actually very bad to use if you need humidity because they don't carry humidity themselves, right? So they're great if you have a high humid environment and you're not needing to introduce any more to it, but they are horrible if you do need humidity. The other thing is the liners, towels, and even the aspen, they don't really mask any of the smells. So when your animal uses the bathroom, you're gonna smell it. And the problem is, a lot of us, we don't want that smell. You know, we don't want our rooms to smell like we have reptiles. We want it to smell nice and clean. Aspen, paper towels, and liners do not help with that. Reptichip does help, unless it's a really big shit, then you're still gonna smell it for that time. But it does help to mask out the smell. The worst thing with paper towels and liners is when they pee. There's really nothing to absorb it, so the animal will pee, and essentially they're going to be sitting in their pee until you go in and clean it. Some of the animals will literally like flood out their tub. They won't die from it, but you're gonna have a pissy animal. So the idea is there is no best substrate. It's what's best for your environment and your parameters. So basically a few takeaways here is that if your room needs help with humidity and you want to mask the smell, coconut husk of some kind is going to be your best bet. If you have something that doesn't really matter, paper towels, liners are very easy to swap out. And also if you're breeding rats and you already have aspen, and again, you don't need humidity to help you out and you want them on some sort of bedding, aspen might be the best option for you. So literally those are the 3 major options that people are utilizing. All 3 options are fine, but there is an option that you should never use, which is cedar. Cedar is actually very harmful. It has high toxins for ball pythons, so you really want to avoid using cedar, and you really don't want to use outside dirt. I've read comments and things of that nature where people are trying to use their outside dirt. It's a little silly to use outside dirt simply for the fact that that could be carrying bacteria and other, just random critters and stuff, and you don't want that in your house. So really you want to avoid those, but really you can't go wrong. You need to just understand your setup, your room, and understand what is going to work best for you. If you guys have anything else that you want us to talk about, please discuss it in the comments, DM us, whatever it takes to get our attention. We'd love to hear from you guys and the content that you guys want to see. Please make sure you follow our socials down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.